Hi, and thank you for joining me for day 18 of 30 Days of Sketches with Christie's Beautiful Life Series 17. And today's sketch you can see in the top left-hand corner there is by Janet Fritz, who's Galaxy Girl Creations here on YouTube. So I've got two photos from our summer holiday last year. We were in Sicily, and it's just a picture of Ross with the kids by the dock, and then a huge bunch of fishing nets, which I just thought looked absolutely beautiful, piled up on the side. And those fishing nets are my inspiration for the colours that I've chosen for this layout. So I've had to mirror Janet's sketch because my photos just look better on the left hand side rather than the right hand side. And I've used lots of mixed media, which is something that Janet does a lot in her videos. I really enjoy watching them, so do go and check her channel out if you haven't already. So the pieces that I've pulled out are from 49 and Market. I've got the ephemera packs from Sunburst and also from, it's the Nautical Summer Porch collection that they brought out last year. So I've just pulled out a few bits that I thought would work nicely, starting with those two huge photo mats. So I've added my two 3x4 photo mats onto the first one, which is like a world map, and then the other one just worked really nicely as a mat behind that, offset slightly to the left. I've pulled out a lighthouse because there were lighthouses on the Sicilian coast, of course. And then there's a little message in a bottle type thing that I've added to the left hand side and covered it up with that word phrase, life with you is a grand adventure. So on the right hand side I've added my title, which says Sun-Kissed Memories, and then I've got a subtitle which will go underneath it eventually that says Every Summer Has a Story. I'm just sort of layering everything up at the moment to see how it's going to sit, because I want to glue it all together as one mat so I can add my mixed media to the background afterwards. So I just want to make sure that I put the mixed media where it's supposed to be and don't waste lots of time putting it under the photos or not doing enough so that it all gets covered by the photos. So this is definitely the easiest method for me. So just still fiddling with the little bits and pieces that I've pulled out just to check that I'm happy with the placement, and then I can glue them all together. Adding a craft tab at the top there. I've got a couple of tabs there. One will hold the date, of course, and the other one I will just put some information on of some sort. So almost there with the faffing. I've got some tickets from 49 and Market, Ticket Essentials there from the Inkwell collection, and also the Ocean collection. So this is where I start gluing everything together. I won't make you watch that because it's just a case of peeling each piece off and then putting it back down together. And then I've used my T-square ruler just to check that everything is more or less straight. I have set things off at angles, so I use my photos as my guide to have a straight line across the page, and then I'm just using this pencil to mark where that's going to sit on the page. So I pulled out this Tim Holtz with Stampers Anonymous stencil because I thought it looked like that fishing net, and that's going to create those lovely POW pieces that Janet's got on her sketch. There's a big border down the left hand side. I'm not going to take mine all the way down, sorry, hers is on the right because I've mirrored it. I'm talking about the left hand side. I won't take mine all the way down. I'm just going to make it slightly bigger on the left hand side. So this sketch has been used as inspiration rather than an exact replica, but I think I've done pretty well sticking fairly close to the sketch. So I'm blending ink through this stencil, and I've chosen colours that will match the colours of those beautiful nets on the photo. So I've got Antique Linen was the first colour I went in with, and then Dried Marigold, which is more orangey toned. And then I go in with this lovely blueprint sketch. And I think that's it actually. I did pull out Rustic Wilderness, but I don't think I ended up using that. I think I just finished with the blueprint sketch because, of course, when the blue and yellow mixes, you do get a slight green tone in certain areas. I was really pleased with how this turned out. So I think that's the stenciling done. I'm just going to add some splatters now. I was just seeing if there was anything left on the brush that I could put down onto my glass mat, but there wasn't. So I just squished the ink pad down and then use water on my paintbrush just to water that down and flick it across, and then I'm going straight in with the Dried Marigold after that and adding some splatters. Now I just leave this for 30 seconds or so. They're both quite vibrant colours, and then dab it up with some kitchen towel. So it just gives a hint of those colours on the background. So now I can stick this main mat down and then carry on embellishing. And you can see just off to the left hand side, well hopefully you can and it's not hidden by the sketch, I've got my lovely teal tray from JD 3D Print that holds all my ephemera in. When I'm sorting out before I start scrapping on camera, I just pull out all the ephemera pieces I might want to use if I'm using various collections. If I'm just working from a collection, then I won't do that. But if I'm doing what I'm doing today and just using what I've got in my drawers, then I tend to put bits into the tray. So this is a gorgeous trim that you will see coming soon in one of the Hey Little Magpie embellishment kits if you get those. It's elasticated and it's got a lovely frill to it. So I've pulled out the navy blue one, and that's working really nicely down the left hand side of that photo. So I just have a little bit of messing to get that tucked in neatly behind the photo. So I hide the elastic part behind the photo, and then it's just the frill that you can see peeking out from the left. So that's down now. I've got one of these lovely knitted hearts from the Hey Little Magpie bits and pieces. And also I pull out one of the little faux leather hearts that's got the word love embossed on it. And then this is one of the little gingham hearts that we sell as well. The piece that's on top of the starfish on the right hand side there is the compass die from Hey Little Magpie. We've got a travel set of dies and that's in there. And then this is a little shell from JD 3D Print. I'm losing my words tonight. It's late. And I'm going to add a seagull at the top there. I think I may have done that already. So now I've pulled out some of the rub-ons from 49er Market. These are old rub-ons. I think it was from the Serenity collection. And I'm just cutting parts of those rub-ons just to add as extra layers around the edge of the photos. It almost acts as more mixed media in the background, and it just sort of blends into those other splatters and the stenciling work that I've already got there, but it definitely adds a little bit more to that background. So I'm just going to cut chunks off and add those around. So these colours are, they work perfectly. So I've got sort of tan colours and then blues and greys. So they work really nicely with the colours that I've chosen to go with these photos. And some of them I'm being a little bit careless with so that I can add extra bits so it doesn't look too blocky when I add it. I've got a nice long strip that's going to go across the top here. And I'm using the tool in various ways. Sometimes I use the long blunt end and sometimes I use the pointy end to get those rub-ons down, depending on the sort of size of the rub-on that I'm trying to get on the page. So I wanted to add a little bit more to this top right hand corner. And then a bit more to the bottom left, I think this one goes. We'll see. Yeah. Oh no, up to the top there. So it's just filling in the gaps where I feel it's needed. They don't go right the way around the page, but they just, like I say, just add a little bit of interest. So while I'm doing that, don't forget to check the description box down below to see the list of everybody else who's joining in. There's a playlist where you can watch their videos, and it's great fun to see videos being added daily to that playlist. So I wanted to add a little bit of tangled thread. I've come in with my navy blue this time because I just wanted to emulate those nets again, those fishing nets. So I'm adding a little curl of thread to the top left here. Just pulling it apart a little bit more. I wound it around 2 fingers first of all, but it was too much, so I ended up going loosely around my index finger and then pulling it apart a little bit and sticking it down at the top there. So I should do the same for this bottom bit here, and that's just going to be tucked underneath that title, the Sun-Kissed Memories title. So there's that second piece, and I wanted the ends of it to run free as well, so they're just going to be glued down just with a tiny dot of glue just to hold them loose as well on the page. So just checking that I'm happy with the positioning. So just sorting out this second end now and just adding a dot there. So now I'm coming into these Tim Holtz tiny small talk, I think it's called, the little word phrases and single words that he's got. And I add a few of these. I'm going to add one to that craft tab, one to the photo of the 3 of them. So that says, oh, this one I changed. So I put that at the bottom and that says Own Your Dreams. And then I'm going to add one that says I love us to that craft tab. And then I find the black ones, and I'll find one that says stay curious that goes at the bottom. I'm just sort of messing around trying to work out where to put it. It's too heavy on that photo, you can see, but when I move it over to the right a bit, it just balances out the rest of the black and dark colours on the page. And then this is the last one that says today is full of possibilities. So I'm going to add that top left. So I just wanted to add a little bit of journaling. It just says the port, Catania, Sicily, which is where we were. And that's the layout done. I hope you've enjoyed this. Thank you so much for joining me. I shall see you again soon. Bye.